Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. If everybody in the crew, I mean, win.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great.
You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're the best 147 pounders in the world. They're the best 140 pounders.
Gervonta Tank Davis sets social media ablaze after Terence Crawford's stunning win over Canelo Alvarez. Posting boldly on X, Davis declared that he believes he could beat Crawford himself, even writing, "I'll swing on him for real." Doubling down, he promised to train harder, demanded respect, and insisted he deserved a chance to prove himself against boxing's elite. But instead of praise for Crawford's historic achievement, Tank's comments came off as dismissive, sparking backlash from fans and analysts. Many argued that, even if Davis didn't want to celebrate Crawford, outright disrespect was unnecessary. They reminded him and the sport that Crawford had done what many thought was impossible, moving up in weight and decisively beating Canelo. To downplay such a feat, they said, was shameful and beneath a fellow fighter.
Dominated a first ballot Hall of Famer, a 4-division champion, a 2-time undisputed super middleweight, and was the reigning undisputed 168-pound super middleweight world champion. Superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. And Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not even going to read off his accolades, because what he did is just nasty work. And this is your king that y'all be praising. Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of applauding the accomplishment, just tip your hat. Just tip your hat. Hey, salute. And if you don't want to salute him, guess what? Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. If you don't want to salute that man, just don't say nothing. Right? And so, Gervonta Tank Davis takes to social media because the boxing world is praising Terence Crawford for what he did. After Gervonta Tank Davis, when the fight was announced and when Terence Crawford was saying he wanted to go up from 154 to 168, Gervonta Tank Davis said he was doing it for the money, not for the legacy.
This wasn't the first time Crawford addressed Gervonta Davis. Long before the controversy, Crawford had been blunt, calling Davis more of a talker than a risk-taker. In Crawford's eyes, Tank carefully avoids opponents who could truly test him, preferring safer paths. Crawford even admitted that he simply doesn't like Davis, making it clear that if the two ever met in the ring, it wouldn't just be business. It would be deeply personal.
Never. He would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens, or is
man,
it like?
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your.
Yeah, I don't like nothing about him. I just felt like he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways.
Bill Haney, father and trainer of Devin Haney, didn't mince words either. He dismissed Davis's bold claims outright, saying there was no way Tank could ever replicate what Crawford had done against Canelo. Haney urged Davis to stop trolling bigger fighters just for attention, and to focus on his own division instead. In his view, Tank has no business chasing champions far outside his weight class. To Haney, the comments were nothing more than a publicity stunt.
to ask your thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds. You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like
Nah, he said it
on
audio.
video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, you know he chinny.
Listen, Terence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, you know, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, you cannot go to get to Terence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass whipping too. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're the best 147 pounders in the world. They're the best 140 pounders.
Trainer Greg Hackett offered a passionate defense of Crawford's greatness, calling his victory over Canelo one of the most important accomplishments in modern boxing. He reminded fans that no fighter since legends like Bob Fitzsimmons and Henry Armstrong had climbed through multiple divisions to dominate a champion of Canelo's stature. More importantly, Hackett emphasized the manner of the win. This wasn't a razor-thin decision or a lucky punch. Crawford controlled every aspect of the fight, delivering a clinical performance that left no doubt. For Hackett, this was the very definition of greatness. He stressed that Crawford no longer owes anyone explanations or validation. His legacy is already cemented. Crawford silenced every critic in the ring, and Hackett believes his focus should now be on enjoying the glory, not entertaining the negativity.
All at the same time. Legendary shit. He goes in there and beats arguably the best fighter, or one of the best fighters of his era. Regardless of what he does. What was your thoughts on the performance?
The performance was like clean. Like, it was real. It was times where it was close calls. Like it looked like Canelo might, like damn, Canelo might get him right there. You know what I mean? Bud found a way out, slip up out of there. He was working behind his jab real good, footwork real good. You know, setting the pace. He was creating what I like to call spider web in there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically setting traps with your movement. The part I didn't expect was for Canelo to really approach Bud like Bud, you know, like he was just gonna punch on Bud. He was looking. What I mean by that is Canelo, when he would hit Bud to his hips or like on the shoulder, because I seen him do it a few times. He was like, Canelo was like looking for those results that he usually get when he do those things. And I was like, I can't believe he looking at Bud like that. Like he really trying to play Bud. I mean, on the low, he know Bud can fight, but it was like, I'm gonna hit. All right, when I hit you on your hip, you gonna act right. I mean, when I hit you on your shoulders, you gonna act right. And you could tell Canelo's been spoiled over the years. Canelo's gotten better, a lot better, and Canelo is a legend for sure. But you could tell he's imposed his will on a lot of guys and won off of his poker face alone. You know what I mean? Along with the punishing shots.
Despite openly disliking Gervonta Davis, Crawford hasn't ruled out a potential showdown. He made it clear, however, that if Tank truly wants the fight, he'll need to move up to 147 pounds where it can happen on fair terms. For Crawford, this wouldn't just be another payday, it would be an opportunity to silence Tank's constant trash talk once and for all. The ball, he insists, is in Davis's court. If Tank genuinely believes his words, he must prove it inside the ropes instead of behind a keyboard. Crawford, confident as ever, welcomes the challenge, knowing the odds would still favor him heavily.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes, you know, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow. Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147.
Ooh, see, oh man.
You're gonna have a pre-camp.
Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
DJ Ram, a respected boxing commentator, praised Terence Crawford's brilliance by emphasizing his versatility and complete mastery of the sport. He explained that Crawford isn't just another skilled fighter, he's one of the rare few who can do everything at the highest level. What makes him extraordinary, Rom noted, is his adaptability. Whether it's a heavy puncher, slick counterpuncher, or relentless pressure fighter, Crawford adjusts seamlessly, blending offense and defense with precision. His opponents are left second-guessing while he dictates the rhythm. Rom described Crawford as a once-in-a-generation athlete, whose control of distance, timing, and angles makes his fights feel more like works of art than simple contests. To him, Crawford is not just a champion, but a problem solver, breaking down any challenge in front of him. With this consistency, Rom believes Crawford's legacy will stand as unmatched for years to come.
Clearly, outboxed him like I said he would. You know, Bud is special, man. He could adapt, he could make adjustments. There's nothing he can't do. I was a little worried because in the beginning, when the fight was announced, because of Canelo's power, Bud coming up, they're like, oh, he come up 2 weight classes. I consider it, he came up 3. He only had 1 fight at 1.
Yeah, 1 fight at 54.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like it's 3 weight classes in 2 fights.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that right there, that was a big thing because Canelo is strong. Canelo does hit hard, he got power, and he's comfortable at 168. You understand what I'm saying? More comfortable. I didn't know if the weight was going to do something to Bud, but I know there was ways that he could outbox him easily. He did it. Towards the closer to the fight date, I changed my stance on it and leaned more to Bud, which was a good thing because my prediction was right yesterday on it, and he just outboxed him, outclassed him. He showed people. I think he still followed a bit of the Mayweather blueprint. You know, Canelo has to plant his feet all the time to throw off his power, let off his power shots. He has to just make that quick stop, real quick, like a millisecond. That's all Bud needs to move out the way. Bud sets him up to get a reaction. By the time Canelo goes to throw that punch, Bud slips to the side and catches him that way. It's too late, you know what I mean, for Canelo to, his planning of the feet to throw his power punches, if more people figure that out and really take that into consideration in their training camp, I think he would have more losses. But a lot of them fear the power.
Despite this historic achievement, many analysts noticed that Crawford still wasn't receiving the full credit he deserved. They argued that part of the hesitation stemmed from favoritism toward Canelo, who remains beloved especially in Mexico. Crawford, by contrast, has often faced bias as an African-American fighter. For critics, the lukewarm response revealed deeper issues within boxing, where race, popularity, and perception sometimes overshadow pure achievement in the ring.
Especially enough for a guy to come 2 to 3 weight divisions lower. Well, so you would be asking a guy to literally just stand there like this new slap exercise. Slap me and I slap you. That's not boxing. And that's extremely sour grapes. And my advice to you is this. Although most times people will stay on cold, there's there's exception to the rule where people will say, I'm not going that far. You know what I mean? Like by our administration right now that's governing the New Russia. They do a lot of illegal things on a daily. But this pedophilia, some people are saying, no, I'm jumping off the boat on this one. I'm going to go with protecting the kids. I mean, I'll go with you with a lot of stuff, but protecting the kids is kind of important to me. Should be, right? It should be, levels, or it should be, where you just you don't go a certain length, right? There should be borders, so okay, I don't go past that line. And the line should be pedophilia, or a line should be no objectivity at all in the world of boxing. You saw a great performance, and Canelo just lost, right? This guy is just a better fighter. If he can come up from that weight division and stand in the pocket most of the time, and still win. If you are saying that you don't want Canelo to be able to cut the ring off with this guy that didn't really run at all, then you're basically saying, well, listen, let's just stand and slug. And that's brawling, right? That has nothing to do with boxing. And so people are going to jump off that. And here's something else that's going to happen to you people right now with sour grapes and are racists running around just saying ridiculousness, right? Because you're disappointed.
Rising prospect Hamza Shiraz also voiced his admiration, calling Crawford a mean machine in the ring. He pointed out that Crawford has never struggled with any opponent, always finding a way to win. Shiraz's respect reflected the way younger fighters now look to Crawford as the standard of excellence. For him, the win over Canelo simply confirmed what he already knew: Crawford is performing at a level that very few fighters in the world can even approach.
So he said it about himself in the post-fight press conference yesterday. He goes, "My mind wants to do it," he goes, "my body can't." Doesn't mean he's totally shot. He's not totally shot. He's still a great fighter, and someone I could definitely see myself in the ring with pretty soon.
And beating?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been kind of nice for him to get the win and then me to fight him and then potentially have beaten him. But yeah, God has a different plan.
Look, it still could be Canelo. I don't know when. The plan's obviously a little bit ruined. But do you believe you'd stop Canelo Alvarez, Hamza?
Do I believe I'd stop him? I believe I've got a good chance of doing so.
Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, gave insight into the road ahead. He made it clear that a fight with David Benavidez is unlikely, stressing that Crawford has nothing left to prove. Instead, he suggested that Crawford may choose to vacate belts and take time to relax rather than chase unnecessary challenges. Bomac emphasized that Crawford has earned the right to dictate his own path, prioritizing legacy, health, and personal goals over critics' demands.
If Benavidez can make 168, maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No,
there.
we ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts?
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
And
he don't want to.
No. So what does this performance prove about the Ennis sparring? You guys were largely
I told you it don't make
it.
no difference. Didn't I say it? I said that don't mean shit. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
I said that, didn't I?
Yeah,
In one of those interviews, I said that. Don't mean shit, because he's no Bud Crawford. I'm not taking nothing from Ennis, Bozy, them over there, them.
Boxing legend Evander Holyfield also weighed in, applauding Crawford's performance as exceptional. He highlighted Crawford's timing, footwork, and ring IQ, calling them the marks of a fighter who operates on a level beyond ordinary champions. For Holyfield, this wasn't just a victory over Canelo, it was a showcase of pure mastery, a reminder of what great boxing truly looks like. Coming from a former heavyweight icon, the praise carried tremendous weight.
What did you think of Crawford's performance over Canelo?
It was super.
Super.
Because the thing is that when you got both of the guys are good.
Right.
I just think that when you have two guys, the smaller guy is a guy that he don't have the punching power, but he has the skills that's necessary.
Crawford.
Yeah.
So you were very impressed with his performance?
Well, yeah. The point of the matter is, I knew if it came down to if somebody got knocked out, I thought Crawford would probably get knocked out.
Yeah.
But I know about box.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Knockout Voyage for more amazing boxing content. Stay tuned for the next big fight.